Hi, let's shift gears and move into our next section, concepts used in standards. This is where we get into some of the lingo, but I'll keep it practical. Within any management system standards, you'll find several core concepts that are used over and over. This slide highlights three really important ones. The basics also for all our training: the process approach, the plan, do, check, act, or PDCA cycle, and risk-based thinking. These three are like the three musketeers of management systems, often working together. The process approach, which often uses PDCA, helps an organization plan how its different activities, processes, link together. Risk-based thinking is then woven in to spot potential problems before they happen and to grab opportunities when they arise. It's all about being smart and proactive. So first up, let's look at the process approach. Why bother with this? Well, adopting a process approach helps an organization achieve a clear understanding of its requirements and deliver consistent results. It encourages everyone to think about processes in terms of the value they add, not just doing tasks for the sake of it, knowing that what you get is what you're going to be using and also something that you're going to give to another process. It supports achieving effective process performance and, most importantly, allows for the improvement of processes based on evaluating actual data and information. Think of it like mapping out a journey to make sure you get to your destination efficiently and learning from each trip. We'll dig into this a bit more later on. Second is the famous PDCA cycle. This is an iterative 4-step management method used for the control and continual improvement of both processes and products. It is classic for a reason. As the slide shows, it involves plan. Figure out your goals and how you'll get there, what processes you need. Do. Actually implement the plan, run the processes, make the product, or deliver the service. Check. Monitor what's happening. Measure your results against your goals and policies and see how you did. And act. Take actions to improve performance based on what you learn in the check phase. The PDCA cycle can be applied to individual processes, like how you handle customer orders, or to the entire management system as a whole. It is a loop of learning and getting better. The third key concept is risk-based thinking. What is this all about? It simply means an organization proactively thinks about what could go wrong. What factors could cause its processes and its management system to not achieve the planned results, to deviate? It is about anticipating the oops moments. It involves putting preventive controls in place to minimize these negative effects. And on the flip side, making the most of opportunities as they pop up. Risk-based thinking is about being proactive and prepared, rather than just reacting when something breaks. Many of you might already use features in WebQMS for risk assessment. This is the thinking behind it. Now, it's really important to understand what these management system standards do not mean or require. They don't demand that every organization management system looks identical. Hear me out. Not every management system should be copied and look the same. There is no requirements for uniformity in the structure of different QMSs. They also don't force you to align all your company's documentation to match the closest structure of the standard, or even to use the standard's specific terminology within your organization if you have terms that work better for you. The standard is a framework, not a rigid straitjacket. And always remember, the requirements for your actual products and services, what your customer expects, always come first. Management system standard, management system requirements are there to support and complement these, not to replace them. And don't let an auditor tell you otherwise or call me. I'll set them straight. All right, now for a bit of insider info. If you're one of the lucky ones to get your hands on an actual standard, like this is a copy of one of my standards, a bit used, then they are not always the most thrilling bedtime reading. I know, I'll admit. You'll notice some very specific words, though, being used. Let's go through them. Shall is the big one. When you see shall, it indicates a mandatory requirement. You have to do it for conformance. Should indicates a recommendation or good advice, but it is not strictly mandatory for certification. May indicates a permissible course of action. You can do it in this way if you choose to. And can indicates that something is possible or capable. Getting a grip on this terminology is really crucial for interpreting the standard correctly. You'll also see notes within the standard. These often provide helpful guidance for understanding or for clarifying requirements, but the notes themselves are not usually auditable requirements. Management system standards are not carved in stone forever. They evolve because the world changes. And believe me, we're on 2025. It seems like in the last year, it changed like 5 years. But the world changes and they need to keep up. The standards need to keep up. Revisions happen for many reasons. New information or technologies become available. There is increased focus on service industries. Stakeholders like customers or regulators have higher expectations also. There's a growing need for better integration between different management systems, like quality and environmental, for example. Global supply chains become more complex, and just general globalization. Standards are typically reviewed about every 5 years to see if they need a refresh to ensure they stay relevant and effective. I say typically because, well, sometimes these things take a bit longer than planned, just like any big project. Take a look at ISO 9001. We are still on revision 2015, but we're already on 2025. But not to worry, these standards are already cooking up some changes. So stay tuned and maybe you'll have a new revision soon.